Welcome to Good Vital Mornings. Daily inspiration and that good music. Yes. Good Vital Morning. Daily inspiration and that good music. I'm your boy, your cousin, your big unk, all that, a bag of chips and a 50-cent juice. I am he, Mr. P.L. Sweets, here to bring you that daily inspiration, that morning motivation, here to get you not just to your day, but through your day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Good Vinyl Mornings podcast. So excited to have you here, have you aboard. Hope that your day is starting out right. And if you're listening in the middle of the day, I hope that it is indeed amazing, because I'm letting you know this one thing that I do know. If you can walk, talk, smell, hear, run, comprehend, breathe, see, you're blessed. There are so many people that I always say would trade places with you. So take advantage of your blessing and have an attitude of gratitude. And we all know that inspiration is shared. So why don't you do this? Whether you're listening or watching, why don't you copy the link and share it with someone and be an inspiration? Because that's what inspiration does. It comes from you to me, you to someone else. Send it out to a couple of people and be a blessing and share inspiration, because I guarantee you it goes a lot further than you think. I know it goes a lot further than I think, because I look at the downloads from the different countries that download the podcast on a daily basis. I'm completely blown away. So why don't you just do that? Because as we build this community of inspired people, you know, that energy is reciprocated. It'll come back in different ways into your life. So why don't you do that? And if you're watching, make sure you hit the subscription bell and be a part of the Repurpose Podcast Network. And go to repurposenetwork.com. There are a plethora of podcasts there that will be a blessing to you from all walks of life, all different types of topics, because we're here to repurpose positive content, positive podcasts that you can glean from. You know, the thing I thought about, because I do that from time to time, I do think, and ponder, if you will, and ponder the importance of naming something. The importance of naming something. When you name something, this is what happens. It allows us to interact differently, because what it does is it points us in a direction. It points us towards something. It personalizes it. It transforms it from an interchangeable item into a distinct entity. When you name something, you identify, you symbolize, you refer, you describe, you simplify, you organize, and most importantly, you direct, like I said before, the energy of what it is. It is an act of creation. When you name something, it is an act of creation. When you name your dog, you name your child. Oh, that's a horrible transition. You name your child. Or you start your new company and you call it Big Booty Records. Yeah. Or when you say something to yourself when you make a mistake and you don't say anything positive about yourself. You say stuff like, "Man, you a dummy. You so stupid. How can you keep doing that same thing?" Because words have power. And because words have power, the beginning destination is the name. The power of naming something. So when you start your company, because I know that's what you're doing. You're about to blow up, and you got to pick the right name. Because when you name something, you give it power. You give it language. You give it an identity. Whether it's a specific individual, a place, like 41520 Cedric Avenue, which is called the birthplace of hip hop. You name it, right? Things or concepts. All of these things play a crucial role in communication, how you convey and understand it, how you convey and understand meaning. You have to set it afloat. You have to send the ship out. And you do that by naming it. And speaking of names, I have the perfect song. I love the crackling.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name. I've got a name.
What you know about that? What you know about that?
Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name.
Yes.
I've got a name. And I carry it with me.
If you are listening, you are listening to the sounds of. I'm showing on the screen album cover by Jim Croce, Photographs and Memories, his greatest hits album. If you are not familiar with Jim Croce, he was a world-renowned folk and rock singer-songwriter. He released 5 albums between the years of 1966 and 1973. And that song in particular was the title track, the title of the album, and the single, I Got a Name, released in 1973. Now, the most ironic and horrible part about this song and this album, that this was his last album. He passed away heading home from tour. Him and 5 bandmates, including the co-songwriter of a lot of his hits, died in a plane crash. The song, I Got a Name, was released a week later. And think about this. He was just 30 years old. He was born in 1943, died in 1973. And think about this. It is 2024, and I am talking about this song. Because music transcends time. Great music transcends time. He named it I Got a Name. The lead single and the title of the album is I Got a Name. So what are you naming? What are you setting afloat? What are you setting forward? What are you creating? Give it the name it needs. Give it the gas it needs to start out with the correct name for the mission, whether it's your child, whether it's your business, whatever it is. Whatever you have the power, think about this. Whatever that you have the power to name it correctly and send it forth in the manner that you'd like it returned in success. Hey, I'm going to say it like my good friend Corrado always says, be good to yourself.